everyone, my name is Rex and welcome back to the channel Rex Tactics. In today's video I'll be going over the main roadmap, which at the time of me recording this was released not too long ago. This is now the second time I'm covering a roadmap, as April's was the first time, so if you have any ideas or improvements you'd like to say, please post them in the comment section below. Also, if you do enjoy today's video, do give us a like and consider subscribing to the channel, and feel free to leave a comment telling me what your favourite part of the roadmap is. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, in front of you, you should have the slides, with the first one saying Train Sim 5 May Roadmap, Walkthrough, Thoughts and Opinions. Good. Right, let's get into the second slide then, which is the Train Sim 5 Roadmap article. As previous video for the April roadmap, you can pause now if you want to have a look at the roadmap. Likewise, we will continue. So, gameplay packs and DLCs, what to expect. So, we got an update on the Frankfurt S-Bahn S1, S8 and S9 lines. So, we are getting closer to the route releasing. It is supposedly the next add-on to Train Sim World. It's what I got from the article. We are able to explore a huge range of gameplay, so I can imagine with how long the route is, I mean, we'll show the map in a moment, but with how long the route is, you'd expect to have some range of gameplay. Also, the new DBBR 430 operating the bulk of traffic on the S1, S8 and S9 lines, updated DBBR 423 with physics upgrades and a new interior to represent the S-Bahn Rhine main variant. And they included the DBBR 143 and Dosto combination, which runs RB services out of Wiesbaden. And of course, we'll be sharing the route's deep dive article very soon, so do look out for that. Also, there'll be plenty of screenshots on the roadmap article, so you can head over to the roadmap article, link will be in the description below. Also, I will be showing some here as well. Plus, the full timetable is coming out in at 1,000 plus playable services included. Of course, if you watch the roadmap stream, they'll explain more. So this is the the route map, essentially. You've seen this in April's stream. I looked at the image, nothing changed from it, nothing seemed to differ from the last one, so I have not changed that. However, these screenshots are new as far as I can tell, and look at that, we've got an ICE with a lovely sunset background. Then we've got a beautiful castle with, I think, is that an ICET or something? I'm not too sure, but it's in the snow. Love it. Then we've got a 363, is it? I have no idea what these trains are, I do apologise, but I will try my best. And it looks like that's in Frankfurt, I do believe. I'm not entirely sure, don't quote me on that one. And of course, the final picture is, of course, some of these German trains running in the rain. Lovely. So, that is the first announcement that Train Sim World put in the article. So now we're going to move on to the next article. Of course, if you want to pause the video and look at these screenshots, you know, read the stuff that I've written, do so, don't mind. But anyways, moving on to the Cargo Lines Volume 4 pack, which is branded as Military from Skyhook Games. Some people who downloaded Cargo Line Volume 3 Intermodal may have seen a little teaser to this. And what we know is it is introducing the new KWA Warwell wagon, which is going to be an interesting one, and it appears in heavily weathered military green livery, consisting of a main deck and featuring a lower central portion and mounted on two wheeled bogies. Nice. So it's conventional draw gear and buffers are located at each end, so that's good. Additionally, you'll also get the Class 66 diesel locomotive, yay, another 66, and a DB red and grey livery. Additionally, in this pack will be Journey Mode gameplay, these new scenarios and additional timetable services for the Great Western Express and, oh, this one's interesting, West Coast Mainline Preston to Carlisle routes. I wonder if those timetables will be the KWA wagons but not the 66. That'll be an interesting revelation. You know, the route's supposed to be set, excuse me, in 1987, I believe, or is it 1988? And a 66 just pulls around the corner. Wrong era. Anyways, we do have some images. I've had to, like last time, put them kind of like in a kind of like a 4x4 type of thing on one page. So if you're watching this on a big screen like a TV or a computer, you'll be able to see this. But if you're watching it on the phone, do turn it landscape so you can see these pictures. But I do like these. I mean, one of them seems to be like a small tank, maybe. Some of these are like military trucks that can apparently dodge mines, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. And of course, we got the infamous Class 66, aka Shed. So, I mean, why not? So yeah, if you want to pause now, you can do, but likewise, we will be moving on to the next one. I have to stop saying likewise. I do apologise, everyone. Anyways, moving on to the BR194 and E94 rail top pack from TS Germany. So TS Germany takes a closer look at the difference between the OBB 1020 and the BR194. So this part is all from the article, so I will read it as it is. We already outlined the modifications, but this time we wanted to make them more visually apparent. In the image, every part highlighted in pink was built entirely from scratch for the BR194. This really emphasises the extent of the changes from the OBB 1020, not just the roof and the windows, but also components like cooling pipes, vents, and lights. We will show these images in a moment. This project will not have been possible without the invaluable support of the, let me try and pronounce this, Elektrisk Zugoferdrung Württemberg. I do apologise if that's really wrong. I'm trying my best here, and as far as I'm concerned, I think I did well. Anyways, continued from that, from the very beginning, their passionate team has provided us with original drawings and answered every technical question we had. Groups like EZW are the reason these 82-year-old locomotives are still alive and running today. Without their help, we wouldn't have been able to capture the authentic sounds or gather the detailed information necessary to recreate these locomotives so faithfully. You can read the rest of the article in the description below. However, please note the BR194 and the E94 rail tower pack from TS Germany add-on will be released on Gen 9 only, so that'll be Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PS5 and PC platforms, of course. So let's have a look at the images then. The second and third one are the ones where they show you the stuff that they built from scratch. So when you watch the roadmap stream, they'll tell you everything about that part. As well, we also have a few more pictures. I think that one's a same one as last month's. The fourth one on the first slide of the images. Of course, the second slide, I think one of them has been on the previous roadmap as well. But it's nice to have them, and of course a blank space there because, well, I can't remember if there was any more images or I just had the extra space. Anyways, let's move on to the DBBR420 update from TS Germany. So it's an upcoming local release and will support gameplay on the upcoming Frankfurt S-Bahn route. As well, TS Germany has put in a statement, the driver's seat is a door blocker and we managed to get that working in our loco. So if the seat is in its normal position, you can't really open the right cab door, and this is visually recreated too, as it would be impossible to enter the cab from there in real life too. The seat is movable, and when slided to the left, the cab door can be reopened. So that's an interesting new feature. Another feature we've worked on is working folding seats for AI passengers. Finally! I hope they bring these to more British, I hope they bring them to British trains, really, because it can't just be in just one DLC, but we'll see for now. Where were we? And players, of course. If an AI passenger takes a seat, the seat unfolds automatically, and likewise, when standing up, the seat will fold again. Finally, we've also made some tiny visual changes in the Frankfurt S-Bahn version of the cab, so speaker panel uses an older variant now. So that is interesting. We've got the images here. There's the foldable seats. They look incredible, actually. Like I said, I hope they improve this technology that they're using with the foldable seats and spread it across a lot of UK DLCs, because there are some trends we've got on there. I think, now, is it like the 323 or something? I don't know. I can't remember. One of them or some of them, or a lot of them have folding seats, and it would be really nice to see passengers just taking a seat on that train and going, you know, this folding seat actually works. Anyways, moving on, we will be looking at the back on the roadmap, Manchester Airport Commuter from Alan Thompson Simulations. Hopefully I've spelt the name right. If I haven't, do let me know in the comment section below, but I do believe it is correct. But likewise, let me know. So this was previously removed from the roadmap due to the team needing to attend to bug fixes and performance optimizations. However, the project is back to the 0 to 3 months category and is something we can expect coming very soon. So I reckon the Manchester Airport Commuter might be, say like a few weeks down the line, maybe a month or so. But the fact that it can be coming very soon, that's a good thing. So this is from ATS, a lot of this is from the article as well, just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So, the Manchester Airport Commuter project is progressing well through bugs at a healthy pace. We have, oh, hang on, I've skipped something. Okay, we'll try again. The Manchester Airport Commuter project is progressing well through QA. Timetables and layers are complete and we're resolving the remaining bugs at a healthy pace. There we go. We have seen massive improvements in FPS and are now finishing up the final station and OHLE fixes. We're eagerly anticipating the public release, and since this is our first project in Train Sim World, we're committed to making it as exceptional as possible. We greatly appreciate the community feedback so far, with many of the points raised already actioned in the latest build. The ATS team would like to sincerely thank the community for their patience as we navigate a steep learning curve. We're immensely proud of our first route and can't wait for the public to get their hands on it. So that sounds really great. The fact that they are really committed, it means everything to a Train Sim 5 player. So let's have a look at the screenshots then. We have a lovely view of Manchester Airport from inside the 323. We've got a 323 there, and of course we have the layers from previous Train Sim 5 routes, including the Class 390s from the BR Pendolino add-on, and of course the 150 from the brand new Cardiff City network. Of course, the Manchester Airport Commuter add-on will be released on Gen 9 only, so that will again include Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PS5 and PC platforms only. So this will not mean that it'll come. So this will mean it will not come to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, unfortunately. To be fair, I'm not surprised, because if I'm being honest, I'm a PlayStation 4 player and I'm struggling myself to play PlayStation, to play Train Sim World 5 on PlayStation 4, and is looking to upgrade to a PS5 relatively soon, so I'm not surprised they've made such a decision as this one. Also, we have a lovely view of the BR Class 390 Pendolino moving about somewhere on the route. Looks really nice. And then we're going to move on to Just Trains with the BR Class 86/2 and the Mark II F coaches. So, this is directly from Just Trains. We have been very busy working on the Class 86/2 and its coaching stock. There has been a focus on the much requested Mark I R&B buffet car, which is looking grand inside and out and includes both the Intercity Executive and BR Blue Grey liveries. Inside, behind the work and roller blind shutter, lays a true cornucopia of food and drink, all being offered by the welcoming steward. So we actually have a working buffet car by the sounds of this. I mean, this sounds really good. I mean, will the passengers go up and take the food and go back to the seats? I mean, that would be revolutionary. Although I can't see that happening for, well, it could, but then it could probably just be it'll just be stood there, the food will be on the side, and that'll be about it. But I could be wrong, and that animation could be a thing. So let's see, shall we? And it also says you can expect more information coming from the Class 86/2 with a full announcement article landing next week. So do look out for those articles on the Just Train blogs. And we have a picture of the 86 and the Mark II Fs, because, well, why not? There's the Mark II. And of course, we're moving on to my favourite subject of this roadmap article. Of course, I am quite biased, so yeah, I'll have my moment. With the Transport for Wales Class 142 Pacer from Just Trains. So last month, the Just Trains team revealed a new Pacer coming to Train Sim World. In its Transport for Wales delivery and featuring LED headlights, 2 leave-by-fold doors, updated door open-close operating buttons, sanding equipment fitted to aid with slippery rails, the smash glass 2-axis emergency door handle not operational, and the NRN National Radio Network and GSMR Global Systems for Mobile for Railways antennas. So all these changes come into this brand new Class 142, which we did cover on the previous roadmap. So if you want to have a look at the previous roadmap and go to specifically the Class 142 Pacer section, there's chapters there, you'll be able to find it easily. Be my guest. Development for this continues well, and we're looking to share new screenshots and development progress with you all soon. In the meantime, be sure to read the official Just Trains blog, so if you haven't already, do head over to the official Just Train blogs. As well, I had to include some screenshots because, well, why not? I've included screenshots for everything else. The Pacer has to have an honorary seat here too. And the branding on there looks amazing. I cannot fault them for this. There's the other one, got another perspective view. That looks absolutely amazing. One thing I have noticed that is missing though is the unit numbers. I'd imagine they'll come later, so we'll see. Of course, the third image we've seen before, so we're not going to go too much into that one, and jump straight into the Santa Fe gameplay pack for Cajon Pass from High Iron Studios. So this pack is continuing through development, and last month over 30 plus images were shared. So from High Iron Studios, the High Iron Simulations crew is excited to be approaching the finish line on development of the Santa Fe gameplay pack for the Transmo 5 Cajon Pass route. Both the featured locomotives, the Santa Fe War Bonnet, General Electric C40-AW and the blue and yellow electric motive SD40-2 have received operational refinements. We've created and are tested a selection of 5 scenarios for the Cajon route, which offer mainline, local and switching challenges, together with the more than 250 train movements featured in the service timetable. There will be a great range of realistic Santa Fe era operating experiences for the user to experience on legendary Cajon Pass. Included in the timetable is also a robust Union Pacific layer employing equipment from the Sherman Hill route. And of course, here are the pictures. These are the only 4 pictures I have put. These are the same ones from the last roadmap because I was looking through the pictures and I could find them within the May article, so I thought I may as well keep them because it's just an update on where the Santa Fe game pack is right now, and of course you can check out those 30 plus images on the roadmap article itself. So that comes to the end of that section then. Let's jump into the post-release updates and future improvements. And we have an interesting one actually, if I'm being honest, with the Midland Main Line. So, what are we to expect? So, we will be expected an added Transmo 5 track shadow improvements along with added steam emission back to Ratcliffe Power Station. Also added aircraft obstruction lights to the thin chimney at Ratcliffe Power Station. Of course, as they did with Cardiff City Network, they will be adding the Stay Calm posters to Leicester, Derby and Nottingham stations in support of the Calm Suicide Prevention charity, and you can obviously learn more about them on the roadmap article. Of course, they'll be implementing new water materials, so that'll be looking mighty fine, and they'll be putting in some improved static stock at Beeston Yards, so we'll be getting quite a lot of Beeston, which I cannot wait to see what it'll be all and what type of stock we'll get there. Also, they will be changing the intermodal services to be player drivable with Cargo Line Volume 3 intermodal, and of course expanded support for forthcoming Cargo Line packs. This will be a future update coming, but it doesn't stop there. They also move on to the Midland Main Line and what to expect. So, the Midland Main Line Class 158 will be getting added Transmo 5 guard mode, added dynamic gangways, improved interior lighting, improved support for free roam consist placement and formation designer, fixed cab gangways preventing passage where in motion, fixed camera height of secondman's seat, and that's it for the 158. The HST, the EMT version, will be getting an improved material when wet to be consistent with the Mark III coaches. So we finally get an update on that, which we've been waiting for since, I believe, Train Sim 3. So that's a good thing. We'll also be getting improved support for free roam consist placements and formation designer, and fixed ability to add decals to Mark III coaches in the 2+6 and 2+8 livery designer options. So that is really cool. Of course, we also do have the Colne-Aachen timetable update for additional platforms. You can pause it now to read yourself. As we now move on to the anything else to mention section, which is a really important section, and you'll understand why. So there is a new third-party development team called Grump Dog Games, and is run by Dovetail Games' Liam. So he is the founder of Grump Dog Games, and some of you in the community may already know him, which is of course evidenced by the name. And apparently gaming and trains have both been hobbies of theirs since they were a kid. The original Railworks is what brought these two hobbies together for them. They use the included tools to learn how the game was made and take a shot at creating their own content, from repainting their first trains to creating their first route. It wasn't until their uni days when they really started to get some of their creations out there. Their final year project slowly turned into a fully fledged game, which led them to creating Grump Dog Games and launching their game on Steam. Now, after years of game development and using their experience from Dovetail Games, they are looking forward to creating some great add-ons for Train Sim World, which they can't wait to share with us. So Liam's project is a Class 43 HST Farewell Pack for the upcoming GW Remaster. The pack will be focused on the final days of the HSTs running along the Great Western Main Line, and including a few special liveries for the Class 43 along with their respective nameplates. This immediately is good news, because the fact that we're getting a farewell pack for the HSTs with added nameplates for the respective units, this is a really good step in the good direction. But that's not it. This is the best part. In my opinion, while it's too early to mention the specific liveries included, it's a perfect time to announce that Dovetail Games have reacquired the license for Great Western Railway. This is what we've been waiting for. This has opened the doors for us to not only create classic liveries, but also some of the special ones designed and operated by GWR. With GWR back in Train Sim World, the GWE Remaster on the horizon, and this year being the 200th anniversary of the modern railway, this pack feels like a well-timed and fitting tribute to such an iconic train, and one that is a personal favourite of Dovetail Games' Liam's. And of course, the update on GWE Remaster, progress has really kicked up a notch, and things are coming along great. While it's too early to include any screenshots from my HST Farewell pack, I thought I'd share some community requested screenshots of the GW Remaster. It's been a lot of fun to make, and I can't wait for players to get their hands on it. So here we got a Heathrow Express Class 387 in Paddington Station. Then we have a Class 165 Network Turbo in Paddington Station, which is a fantastic addition. And last but certainly not least, we have a D-Stock in the background, with, I believe, a First Great Western 166 or a 165, depending on what it is. But altogether, looks amazing. So, what are my thoughts and opinions? Well, looking at the roadmap, there has been some fantastic things to note down. First of all, the Frankfurt lines look absolutely incredible, so I will definitely be looking at things along those lines. Also, the Cargo Lines Volume 4 pack military looks really great. I know last roadmap I said I wasn't interested in the German stuff. However, I have had a change of mind, and when I do upgrade to Gen 9, I will start looking at some European routes and some German content, including some US content, so there's plenty to look forward to on that. Of course, I will also be interested in the Manchester Airport Commuter from Alan Thompson Simulations. I'm not too fond about the 323 if I'm being honest, but the layers and the route itself looks fantastic. And of course, I've got to give hats off to them to making the 323 in another route because, I mean, why not? I personally don't like it, but I know some people out there do, and I respect that. Of course, the 86 with the Mark IIF coaches excites me a lot, along with the Class 142 Pacer. I mean, if you know me well by now, you'll always know that the Class 142 Pacer is always a amazing subject for me because I used to travel on them in real life, so yeah. Also, the Santa Fe gameplay pack I'm not entirely really bothered about, but of course there are people out there who are, and I respect that as well. Also, the Midland Mainline improvements, I'm really hyped for that, I can't wait for them. Of course, the Colin Atkin timetable, I'm not really all that bothered, so we'll just move on. And of course, the Great Western Railway remaster along with the Class 43 HST farewell pack. That is going to be epic. So, that was my thoughts and opinions for the roadmap, and of course, that was the roadmap article covered by myself, Rex Tactics. I hope you all enjoyed. Please do comment down below what you think of the roadmap and your favourite stuff from it. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Consider subscribing to the channel, it would help me out a ton, and all that good stuff, and I will see you all in the next video. But until then, see you all later.